sorry my hair's a little messed up. It's not the easiest thing getting out of a spacesuit when you're done traveling on the rocket ship with the old stock market to new all-time highs. Folks, it's a beautiful day. It's not just sunny out. The birds aren't just chirping for no reason. It's because once again, the bullish degenerates win. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down why we hit a new all-time high, and I'm also going to be explaining why I think Friday, July 18th, we're going to be seeing another new all-time high. And then I think from there are very serious things we might have to pay attention to because the fun time is ticking down and you really never know when the party's going to end. So as you can tell, we have a lot of things to chit-chat about. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good jazz. Don't forget to send the link to your grandma. With that being said, let's rock. By the time the world's largest casino officially closed on the day, here's what lamestream media had to say. S&P 500 rises to new closing record boosted by solid earnings and U.S. economic data. SPX, dingity ding ding ding, new all-time high of 6,304, but it wasn't the only one. So did the Nasdaq, 23,100 and almost 5, brand new record of not only the high water mark, but also brand new high records. So here's what kind of happened intraday. We opened up and we pumped. Also on the Nasdaq, we opened up, we pumped, went sideways. Bitcoin pumped. And also I do want to talk a little bit about Netflix because it just reported earnings, so we will get into that. But obviously it wasn't just the tech sector. The whole world, kind of excluding healthcare, pretty green on the day. And here's what you need to know. Here's why people got excited. At 8:30 a.m. ET, we got some reports. Retail sales month over month, 0.5 versus 0.3, and that was core. And then the headline, 0.6 versus 0.1. Good numbers. Manufacturing, 15.9 when they expected a drop of 1.2. And then initial jobless claims, 221 versus 233. They all beat. So that's why initially the market reacted in a pretty favorable way. And then from really market open until 4 p.m., check this out. This line, this light blue line, is how we can track the big buyers, institutional guys. And you could see pretty much all day from market open, buying, buying, buying. They took lunch off. Buying, buying, buying. So the big guys were buying all day, and we could also see the same thing in the derivatives market. This is the delta movement, the measure of bullishness and or bearishness, and shout out to Spot Gamma if you want to check this out. It's in the description below, but pretty much bullish all day. A little bit of zero DTE profit taking into close, but once again, that was for the zero DTE. Same thing here on the Mag 7, pumped all day, flat, a little bit of a zero DTE profit taking right at the end of the day, but overall, the derivatives market, very, very strong. That's why we hit a new all-time high. We got good reports, and then the big players, the institutional players, and really just big money followed through all day. This now brings us to what's going down tomorrow, and I would strongly argue that tomorrow is far more important than today. And really, you could say tomorrow gets started actually right now because we just got Netflix's earnings. This is kind of one of the first major tech plays that people are going to really be paying attention to. Netflix posts earnings beat as revenue grows 16% in second quarter. So if you want to know the exact numbers, they're on the screen now, but what you need to know is it beat on top and bottom lines. It even beat on its forecast. Like it did very, very well. As I'm filming this, you could see that Netflix is actually currently down, but remember, there's a lot of time between now and market open tomorrow, and really I'm going to wait for the earnings call. So this one, we got to put a little bit of a pin in it. By the time you're watching this video, there's a good chance you're going to know what's actually going on with Netflix, but at the time that I'm filming this, we're in between the data drop, but not the earnings call, so I can't really comment too much on it. And then after the market opens tomorrow, consumer sentiment comes out at 10 a.m. This is going to be another thing that has a pretty big impact. So this is all in the backdrop of pretty good seasonality. So going into this, not even knowing the data, I would say that the bulls do have the upper hand, because if you look at the seasonality of Friday, July 18th, over the past 27 years, the bulls have won this day 70% of the time. That is a massive edge. And here's a look at the hypothetical equity curve you would have if you bought it open, sold it, closed on the S&P 500 futures market. It's just up, up, and up. Is this a guarantee? No, I'm telling you the odds right here, 70%. By the way, shameless plug, if you want this newsletter, it's 100% free. It's always been free, always will be free. Sign up. It's in the description below, mattkohrs.locals.com. Once again, free every single weekend to your email inbox. So we're waiting for the Netflix numbers. We're waiting for consumer sentiment. The backdrop is the fact that we have a lot of seasonality, but the major thing I need to tell you about is the fact that Friday, July 18th, is the monthly OPEX. One Friday out of every month, it's the third Friday, we have a lot going on. This is where the big players are positioned in the options market. They don't really do the 0DTs. They don't really do the weeklies. There's a lot of money based on these monthlies, and that's all expiring tomorrow. Expiration isn't necessarily bullish or bearish, but what it is, it means volatility. People have to make decisions. This time around, you can see what's going on in the options market. My favorite options analytics tool is what I showed you before, Spot Gamma, but you can see that there's a lot of positive gamma leaving the system. When there's a lot of positive gamma leaving the system, that means that you have a lot of negative gamma, which means that you have a lot of slippery price action, which means you have a lot of opportunity. So in the short term, I think right now this is setting up seasonality, the report, the data drop, and what's happening in terms of expiration. I think we're going to see a pop. I don't know how big it's going to be, but my base anticipation is at some sort of new all-time high. And then this means that we roll into next week where things are going to be completely different. Don't trade next week like you did this week because the OPEX has already passed. So from there, should we continue to be bullish? Should we switch to being bearish? No one in the world can tell you because we have to see how all these big players roll their positions. So of course, I'll be doing that in the Sunday update video. I'll let you know where they decided to roll to as of after the expiration. But for right now, let's just focus on Friday. I'm looking at a new all-time high. And then from there, we're going to see where the big players decide to put their money next. So obviously, don't forget to like, subscribe. If you like this type of stuff, turn on your notifications if you don't want to miss that video. But right now, we are being presented with a lot of opportunity. I hope you're getting yours. And of course, if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, or anything like that, let me know in a comment below. But I should let you know there's always that random chance of headlines. For example, what's going on with the Fed and Jerome Powell and Trump fighting, what's going on with the trade war, and also even in the world of crypto right now. Just before I started filming this, they talked a little bit about the Genius Bill or the Genius Act, and that passed the House. So there's a couple things that could be a little bit of shockers to the market. So obviously put those on your radar as well. I appreciate all the good vibes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll catch you in the next one.